Hey YouTube, welcome to another Valkyrie Connect video. My name is Hakeo and I have with me Luze, Twinny, and Zombie Rabbit. Today we'll be going over a few topics and try to catch everyone up from the New Year's. The first topic we'll be going over is Awakening, how it's affected the game in general. So if you want to start Twinny, and then we'll move on to Zombie and Luze. And how has the Awakening affected your perception of the game as well as the arena bracket that you're in?
Are we talking about Awakening that has been released, or also Awakening that will be released in the future?
Both. So the Awakening currently and the upcoming Awakenings and how you predict they will affect you.
Oh, okay. So first of all, the current Awakening, then we're talking about Awakening Skuld, Odin, Gulvik, and the two mates. I only have the first three. I don't have the mates, so I can't talk about those. For Odin, he seems really nice. But I didn't awaken him. Due to Connect circumstances, and also I had to be farming Connects, so I didn't have stam for his awakening. Because mainly for awakening, you need to have it fully orbed first of all, and then you need to have a lot of farming for the runes and for the crystals. So just the awakening cost is quite high. And of course, it's also tied into the passives that have yet to be released. So when the passives are released for those awakened units, then yes, I would definitely make that my first priority. But because the passives aren't released yet at the moment, the awakening is not as a high as priority for me at the moment. For Skuld, I awakened Skuld because Skuld had the missions and it was really easy to awaken her that way. For Girl, I decided not to awaken Girl because I prefer to keep her as a dog unit, and I would prefer it that way. And in the future awakenings, I think the future awakenings, Brunhild and Verdandi, more specifically, are going to be really interesting for me. Sadly, I don't have Brunhild, so I would really like to have her for that reason.
I actually have a unit you don't have.
Wow, Akio, what the fuck?
Man.
You both have units I don't have. I don't have Brunhild or Verdandi.
Wow, Zom. Oh, you must be so bad. Feels bad right now.
So how's Awakening for you, Zombie?
I've awakened all relevant units so far that have came out, which is Odin, Gold, Risa, and Golvig. So, I like Golvig as a water unit because I finally have an actual Acer water unit to use. It's instead of a random ranger, a human water mage, Silva. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on Brunhild, Verdandi, Kanon, Mirka, all them coming out?
Oh, Kanon is on high priority because I don't have Verdandi or Brunhild, so I have no choice but to awaken Kanon. Hopefully, her limit burst would look cool because I like Risa's limit burst, just explosions and dragons.
Visually, they've all been pretty good. I'm glad they changed the animation up instead of just the old one with higher stats, you know? Because I know some games get lazy like that.
Of course.
So Luze, how's your bracket been treating you with Awakening, and what are your thoughts on the new Awakening units?
Well, in Arena, they haven't been affecting me much. More like not at all, because they are still the same heroes. But in Connects, I have said it with my picture, if you would show that.
Yeah, well.
Awakening Girl is quite strong in Angabo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, you don't need her though.
Oh no, you need her. I needed her.
I mean, you can perfectly do Angabo without Awakening Girl.
But she certainly makes it easier, a lot easier.
I know. I see the damage, and the damage is...
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, remember, she also has Eclipse, which Angerboda, that's her field.
Well,
yep.
I mean...
So PvP-wise, Awakenings hasn't really affected you too much, was I?
Yep, but so far, all three, Odin, Scout, and Gulvik, have been, helping me a lot in Connects. They are really nice.
Do you feel that's going to be the same with the new units as well, or are there any units you
I'm not
predict
sure about Risa and Sasha, because I'm quite sure if those two can be used for a lot of Connects. I know Risa can be used for Fafnir, and I don't know about the rest.
Well, Purgus.
Sasha's also used to Fafnir.
Yeah, but no, Sasha, you use her for Offner. And with Sasha's awakening, like she turns into a light type, and Offner's weakness is
Oh, you mean
earth
like
and light.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I see.
Yeah, by using her skills, she automatically makes another counterattack shield, so you don't have to also use Fafnir Helm on her. You can use both of them,
That is true.
and then yeah,
Yeah, so far,
that's what I.
so far Awakenings, I don't know. The first time when Awakenings came out, as you see people at 220 power score, 218 power score,
Yeah.
and I got so intimidated when I fought them. I'm like, man, this isn't too
Yeah,
bad.
they're a pushover.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like-
it's not as bad as I thought. The only
They are not
issue,
good in arena.
yeah, the only issue I found is I have 2 dark units, right? So if Odin procs a unit burst, that's
Oh, wow.
that's game.
Oh,
You,
well,
you see? Oh, sorry.
you have Valstaff, but you can just stop them with Valstaff or little Halloween staff.
Yeah, I was
for
just gonna
sure,
say that.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And if I use
Well,
my
but-
magic snipe team, it's really no issue at all. It melts. But
Oh,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
defense is not magic snipe.
my defense right now is my range team because I just really one, I've been too lazy, and 2, I haven't really had time to just sit down and rearrange all of my preloadouts. Like I still have a
okay,
preloadout
okay,
for
yeah.
Sleipnir, and he's been gone forever.
Mm.
So I just haven't had the time recently.
No.
And
Yeah.
so moving on from the
Oh.
Awakening, because we were talking about the future Awakening units. What do you think about ATeam's decision on the new units? And I'm not just talking about Awakening units though, right? I'm talking about future units in general, where they're starting to have two effects, 2 passives, and just their percentage in terms of damage is way higher. What are your thoughts on those coming out? And,
Yeah,
You're talking Frey, right? That's Frey, right?
No,
Well-
and the Ruby also, and the other the dog unit for the dog Chinese New Year
hmm
is also pretty strong. Like the Star Party one,
The
Well, no.
where
yeah.
they target the nearest 3 and the furthest 3.
yeah, so the
Right.
mid unit gets wrecked by
Yeah, so the mid unit gets hit by 180%, or maybe even 200, 280 or something. I don't know.
hmm
Wait, where is this dark Artop?
In my opinion, those units, yes, just effect wise, even if they have shit resistance, I haven't even looked at the resistance yet. But just the effect and the percentages tied with the effect. If you gear them semi properly, they're gonna be very impactful. And they're gonna have they're gonna be really strong. So, an example, that dog unit targets the
Chihaya.
third.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third
Yeah.
position. If that guy is not highly resistant against fire, that guy will blow up.
Wait, huh?
There's
Hyuga
a-
or
No, there's a unit coming out called Chihaya, and she hits the 3 closest and the farthest 3. So the mid unit
Oh.
gets wrecked by pretty much both effects. And do you think that will also change the way people put a team together, where they want to manipulate the mid unit more, or do you think we're gonna be seeing play in there?
Maybe later when we have more of those mechanics.
Okay.
Because I know that Chun from Street Fighter also has a similar mechanic, but it's front. I think it's the nearest one, and then the front row.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's less impactful, if you could say, because it targets less enemies. But it is like it's a trend, right? The ATeam will
but there's still
probably
an overlapping damage. For
Yes,
both
yeah.
effects is what you're going with, yeah.
and the main difference is that because the dog unit has CC, like different CC on both, and that's to me like super strong.
she's not dark, she's fire.
Yeah, she's fire.
You said dark.
She's
Said
a
dog.
dog.
No, a dog. The dog New Year.
The dog.
I mean, Chinese. It is the year of the dog, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's released because of the dog New Year.
It is. So
Oh,
it's,
okay,
it's
yeah.
a dog unit, not a dark
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Garm.
So what are your thoughts on Rita coming out? Not the one from Power Rangers, the Dragon Check.
Dragons.
Yeah, she
the
so
group.
I'll read her effect real quick for everybody. Attack magic attack barrier to self and cover for two turns to the lowest HP hero. 20% fire magic attack 8 times to all enemies, and barrier lasts for 2 turns or equal to 50% max HP. She has gravity field, and she does HP percent up to 3 lowest HP heroes.
Wait, what?
She pretty much covers the lowest HP hero, and she
Yeah.
gives a barrier to herself and does 160% damage to everybody. Fire.
Dude, imagine 2 Lucas on your team.
Well, I think that unit is really good against sniping.
Correct. Yeah, focus fire. Any focus fire team, she'll be good to. I wouldn't say hard counter, but to resist most of the damage.
But what is her race? Is that Tyrion?
She's a third.
Yeah, she's Therian.
So you basically have to CC her before her active procs.
Alice.
Or her skill procs. Because she don't. Well,
Alice.
her item.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Because if she gets her item, then it will be much more difficult.
Correct.
Alice. Loda.
Yeah, but
Well, if
we're
you think about the future, I predict that Soul will be much more useful in the future. Because
So?
that's specs everywhere.
50% ailment. You're talking about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Yep.
Christmas one? Yeah.
Nah, the real one.
The real one.
Oh, okay, the real one. Okay.
And she's going to get her SP soon,
That is
which
true.
practically has the same effect as her skill.
So in terms of that, with the trend of every unit, pretty much right now they seem overpowered, right? But as more units get released and it becomes the norm, people will pretty much, they won't say, oh, this is a new OP unit. It will be just like how everything was prior to Alice. When a new unit comes out and you're like, cool, I want that unit. Everyone is starting to see the transition right now, so it's more it's more noticeable, right? Because they have to do that with the game. They can't just keep it the same, one effect, no passives, and you just go with the unit that comes out. You want to have a more dimensions to the game. I think that's the reason why they're making the decision.
They could also update all units, right?
Yeah, they can.
They can.
But
Will they?
I don't think they will. Because
Well,
what
they've
I think,
been doing it
what
to
I
like
think they'll
Scott.
do, what's that?
They've been doing it to like Scotty and Dale and some Star Party units.
Sure, but I don't think it will be to the extent of the new units, right? They're not gonna, because even when you
Right.
look at it, just compare Silva with Scotty or something similar. It's a huge difference. Even if you give Scotty the extra passive, it's nowhere near the usability of the other units coming out. That's like saying
True.
we're going to give Balder, I don't know, something. Knowing them, they'll give Balder like brands their own team and heals them for 30%.
That is so funny.
No race restrictions, right? And you're gonna get a new unit that comes out that gives the opposing team one of your units, so you toss Balder over there.
Yeah.
No, but
Well, I'm still looking at Frey.
for sure, Frey is a top tier unit, and she'll remain to be for a long time. That's like Luca, right? When she was released, she didn't really fall out ever. She's still in the meta. So Frey is one of those units where she got released early, but she will still be relevant later on when new units come out. And talking about new units coming out, with the Street Fighter collaborations, what's everyone's units that they're looking forward to? Twinny, if you want to start, and Zombie and Rose.
I would definitely pull for I think it's the very first banner. We have Jun, Rio, and
It's
Ryu's,
Cammy as well.
and a green chick.
Cammy.
Yeah.
Dang, you don't play Street Fighter, do you?
No, I don't play Street Fighter. I always play Tekken.
Yeah, that's why you're not good, Twinny. That's why.
So I would definitely pull for that because I really want Jun.
The green chick.
And of course she also gets awakened later on, so that's a definitely flag for me for pull for her. I would try to pull for her, but if I don't get her, well, it will actually depend on a lot of factors, because if we do get the tokens and the units are able to be selected as a reward at the end, then that might shift my priorities a little bit.
You know that ain't happening.
But I'm like, I will see. But I would definitely do the first 3 pulls. I think because the third one is guaranteed. One of the 3. Yeah.
And
So I will
then
do
you
that
get
for sure.
Ken.
Sorry.
And then you pull Ken. All your pulls will be Ken.
So what's
Yeah.
gonna happen is the first 3 steps is gonna be a discounted 1 and 2, and then when you're done with the third step, it's 3K from then onwards. But the guaranteed step 3 is still there.
Yes.
If we get the same banner, that is.
Correct.
If
I think we probably do get the same banner.
I mean,
No, we
we're
haven't.
following the same trend as the previous collabs. That's what's gonna happen, unless they just throw a curveball at us.
I really hope that the units are in the trader. And not
Oh
like
no.
You're gonna keep
No.
hoping. You're gonna keep hoping.
No,
Yeah,
you,
Or again.
it's not gonna be in a trader. You have to
Zom. Shh. I really hope that ATeam's gonna watch this. It's like, oh, hack your podcast. Oh, we have been missing this
Everyone
in such a
whispered
long
in the
time.
podcast. Whispered.
And then they hear me saying, has to be in the trader, and they're like, oh, good idea. We're gonna put them in the trader.
Oh.
That ain't happening.
Their
Right.
thing is you pull for the heroes and the trader for the weapons.
So has anyone noticed that Chun-Li is a ranged unit? How is she really like? Is she extending her legs to kick people, or is she like
No,
throwing shit at people?
no.
Fireballs.
Remember, she has fireballs. She has Kikoken.
Don't tell me that's gonna be her passive like auto attack. She's just gonna do that shit.
Yeah, she's just gonna.
A lot
Yeah,
of units are
It's
fighting
like
do
Ken.
that.
Ken's gonna do Hadoukens. He's gonna spam Hadouken everywhere.
He's gonna build that EX meter.
Yeah. Granted, he's not a fireball. I expected him to be melee.
Yeah, and do a bunch of Shoryokens.
Yeah, Shoryuken,
What are you looking forward to, Zombie, in terms of units?
Cammy.
Just Cammy?
Yes, Cammy and Karen.
That booty. Luze, what are you
Yeah.
looking forward to?
Just
I'm looking
Cammy
for-
and Karen.
The items.
Oh, you're not really looking for the units, you're looking at items.
Because my luck sucks.
Hey,
You
they're
gotta pull at least the stuff,
guaranteed.
man. Yeah, at least pull the
You
stuff.
just need. Yeah, as long as you have diamonds, you can get them.
Yeah.
If you don't have diamonds, then good luck.
I feel a bit greedy, because I'm looking forward to Cammy, Chun-Li, Evo Ryu, and Akuma. Well, Akuma is the Connect, so it's not a big deal.
Akuma, I definitely get Akuma.
Mm-hmm.
Akuma's Connect.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why Akuma's Connect is not a big deal. Because I'm going to
Oh.
try to rank for this collab.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rank for it. I'm not having no choice but.
And is there anything else that we may have missed for the Street Fighter collab? There's gonna be the small side
there's-
story, so there's that.
There's a few catch with Street Fighter units. Like some of them seems to counter existing units. Like Karin, right? He
Mhm.
seems to counter Luca.
Yeah, and you see Evo Ryu's effect hitting the lowest dark resist. That's crazy.
Yep, Earth.
For like
Earth.
Yeah, it's like 310% damage if they're what race I forgot, or airborne or some shit.
And you also have to remember, there's gear too. Akuma's Killer Instinct does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you root like 270 plus 50% if they're airborne.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
pretty
lot.
sick.
Yeah,
Watch out, Earth.
I'm not.
They're gonna
I have
promote
Noah.
Noah even more.
Watch
Yeah, I
out.
have Noah. I have Noah and Earth. I don't care.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got Noah too.
Feels bad,
Yeah,
man.
see? You don't
Everyone
care.
here has Noah and Erd.
I actually got
Yeah.
every healer in the game that one day because I got Spooky Idun from the trader and I got Balder from the free diamond. So
Nice.
it was when I saw Balder though, every time I see him, he's like a bad omen. I didn't think I'd get anything.
Now you're like, oh, please give me Balder.
Yeah, because when I pulled materia, I got Balder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mega team with healers.
4 healers, 1 tank.
You should join a Connect like that and then spam smiley face. Or just make, this is how you do Connect X. Take these 4 healers, you never die.
Yeah, that's how I do
You
Slink.
die. You let everyone else do damage.
Guarantee success.
And if I top damage, what will happen?
Dude.
There's an issue. And
Yeah, there's
one
an
of-
issue.
the next topic we'll be moving on to is what directions would you personally like ATeam to take? And it could be things from quality of life to how they'll be balancing new units or old units, as well as content. And 20 if you want to start.
First of all, because we had a lot of good events lately, mainly the the Connect 50% off. That one I would really like to see more of it. And then as a result of that, you probably have quite a lot of mana, depending on how often you can host. But I see 10 mil as a significant amount of mana. And if you use 10 mil mana in order to convert that into mana pools, it's quite tedious. Right? So I would like to have something like a 10 pull mana pool, as in a 10 times 10 pull. So you don't have to do like one 10 pull at a time 10 times, because that's quite tedious.
So 1,000,000 mana each time for
Yeah,
those who have a
correct.
Yeah.
And then as a result of that, if you're fusing, then you fuse more items as well. That you're able to fuse more items, but with the consideration that the amount of skill knives that you can put in is limited. So you cannot use 1-star skill knives in order to get 100%, for example, like that. That they still keep the mechanic of, oh, you can only use 5 1-star skill knives. So so it promotes still like the 2-star skill knives and the value of the higher ones.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think that's a good way to keep players from, like you said, using 1-star skill knives to take advantage of the system.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
have a threshold of what you can use. And
Hey,
another thing is also gear sets. I know it's a huge plus for us to have the gear sets we have now, but I think it would be nice if we had more, because think about it, right? They're releasing a lot of content, but keeping the amount of gear preloadouts we have the same, and it just doesn't make sense.
I believe JP got 7 right now.
I don't even think that's enough still. Like,
One for Arena, one for Grand Arena, one for Coliseum, one for Scenario, 3 for Connects.
I have 4
because
for
there's always
Guild
3
Wars.
Connects. Sorry?
I have 4 for Guild Wars.
Oh, 4 for Guild. Oh, yeah, I understand, yes.
Yeah, so every time multiple connects come out, my friends want to do this one, I have to, swap my team over to that, and then when I want to do my farming, I have to swap back over. It's ridiculous. But like I said, it's a huge improvement from what it used to be, because I remember when you did your connects, you were scared you're gonna get sniped out of your arena bracket. So
Yeah. Like, I remember Super Connect Ymir, I just put my Ymir Connect team in the Arena. And I just used that one because I couldn't be bothered to swap it around like every day.
Yeah, and I remember doing connects. So if you knew you were gonna get sniped around this time, you don't do connects. You try to do it during a better time. Yeah, it was pretty annoying. So I'm glad that it was an introduction nonetheless. And the thing that you mentioned about the mana, I think that's probably the biggest improvement they can do currently, is that because so many players got a lot of mana off of the 50% off.
Yes, exactly.
If they introduced it around that time, it would have been way better.
Really good. And of course, it's tied into all these events, right? You have gear party. Fusing gear boosted rates. And you had like the Black Friday 50% off mana pools. So it would have really helped.
Yeah, that's the reason. I told you that's the reason why I waited till New Year's. I thought that.
Yeah, exactly.
And Zombie, you had anything else you would like to add to that, or he pretty much went over all of it?
Nah, I just say just have the 50% off during the weekends.
Just like how some games do times 2 XP on the weekends.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah,
I think it'll be a nice thing to look forward to, especially people who work 9 to 5. They don't have much time to play. It's a nice way for them to catch up. Because in the end, when you look at it, right, those who spend money or those who spend more time on the game will always be ahead of you. I don't think the 50% off on the weekend will, I wouldn't say affect it too much, but you're still going to be behind regardless, right? Because you're playing less if you're working throughout the week. So it'll really help the players who are less fortunate in that regard. Luze, anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, look at all units. Like, make Garm usable.
You only say that because he's your favorite unit.
Armin
Yeah.
usable. I use him in Majed, even though he
I
died.
have
Or
I have him at max orb right now, and I don't know where to use him except like some connects, some very niche connects.
Yeah, I think he's more talking about towards PvP, make him more usable in that regard. Because his HP pool is insanely high for his star value.
And like, look at his costume. It makes his skill gauge rise like a bit,
yeah,
but his skill sucks.
his skill isn't that bad. Just give him Awakening, change his skill.
I don't.
Can you imagine his awakening is when he's like, I don't know, he looks visually different and
Yeah.
he looks like Fenrir.
He's no longer
mixed
a
with
puppy?
Hadrian. Yeah, Fenrir mixed with Hadrian.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that'd
and
be
not
awesome.
just got like all the old units, like maybe Thor 2, someone like, I don't know. There are lots of units to use, but only about 10% of them like see competitive play. So
Well, the game is changing into a way different direction than what it used to be. Because if you look at
Right.
Thor, back then he was pretty much everywhere. Freya was everywhere, and Hell as well. And now you're obviously, as new units get introduced, new mechanics get introduced.
point being,
less
they
play.
they don't really oppress other units. Back
Mhm.
then,
Yeah.
I still use like, I don't know, like Loki
Hey.
and stuff. Like, they can be used, but right now they're like shit. They're being pushed off.
Correct.
But Loki's always been bad.
It's quite good. Come on.
But I mean, if you put this game in terms of a trading card game, it's going through the same direction, right? Old sets get pretty much obsolete, or if there's a type of ban list or limit list, they ban or limit the OP units, which doesn't happen in this game. But what I mean is that if that is introduced to the game, where arena, where you can only use this unit, that unit, it'll add more dimensions to the PvP, right? So let's just say every 6 months they rotate out what can and cannot be used, instead of having people just use the same team over and over until better units come out. Because look at
That's what-
Angerboda, for example. I mean, she's everywhere.
Right. That's what they're trying to do with Colosseum, right?
Yeah,
But they
What they
failed
call
really bad. That was their chance to
Yeah.
say no Alice, but nope, they allowed it.
Owls everywhere.
And oh my god, why was Frey even released? Why?
Because they want money. They
I
want-
personally believe that it's like an experiment by ATeam.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, experiment. Okay.
before this point, like historically,
Uh-huh.
ever since like the first Valhalla Onslaught thing, Aesirs always been oppressed. Like, they are barely even usable, and with Alice in the picture, it's even harder to use them. So perhaps they release a freaking OP Aesir that can do stuff Frey does.
There's a spectrum, right, where you're releasing things that are too weak and releasing things that are too strong. It's like ATeam doesn't know how to be in the middle. They're either really too weak or they're really too strong. And right now, with all the upcoming units, man, it's insane how strong some of these are. And I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind the new mechanics where you're having two effects, two passes, all that. That's fine. It's what's on the units, right? Like Chihaya, for example, where Twinny mentioned, with the hitting 3 in the front and hitting the 3 in the back, the middle unit gets shat on pretty bad.
What would her item be if that's her skill?
Can you imagine? It is.
Yeah,
that?
I mean, I can't even imagine the item being like that.
Well, the item, if you want to balance it out, like hit the highest magic attack unit or something. I don't know.
But even that is really insane. I mean,
Prime the unit so that when her ability goes off, it dies.
Yeah.
I don't know what her item would be, because generally items are the unit's effect to the lesser extent, right? Where it's only like 1 turn instead of 3 turns. There are
It
exceptions.
affects all races.
Yeah, there are exceptions, but for a majority of the time, it's the unit's effect, but to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
And
I just
yes, speaking of that, in terms of their monetization methods, do you think it's going well so far, where they're giving you bundles with some discounts, and how they changed the stamina to be purchasable once a month with a certain limit and things like that. How do you feel about that in terms of their ways of making money? And we can start with Twinny.
Well, I don't buy anything, so I don't really.
Oh yeah, you're
So I don't watch what they do with that.
Well, let's just say you did spend money, right? Would you
would
be happy
spend
with
money.
the way they sell things to you?
What I do know is, you know that the $80 pack was quite. There was quite a lot of talk of it, where you could actually pick the
You get
unit.
silver, yeah.
Yeah, where you can get basically silver. I think if I would spend, I would definitely probably would have gotten that. Very likely. And then maybe quite recent also the Black Friday packs, where you could get quite a lot of good units. I think I would have gone that as well if I would spend. But those are really big packs, right? Those are the like basically the most expensive one in their respective tier.
So you can justify the amount of currency spent to the value you're getting in the game. You don't feel like it's a ripoff at all, right?
Well, it depends if like I'm not so sure about the Black Friday ticket one, but I'm pretty sure about the silver one with the diamond and the stamp that you get back. And if
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
if you calculate that and you compare it with the other packs, I think that one has a good value.
Okay.
So if I would spend, I would probably get that pack, and I would actually advise other people that are whales that would go for that pack as well.
What about stamina? Do you think it's worth the money spent?
Yes.
Stamina.
I did it.
Well, I always leech, so I'm not really like. So that's a little bit, but I do see that stamina will have a real impact in how you can get things more like it's basically time wise, right? If you leech, you probably spend like 5 times the amount of time to get an item. While if you host,
yeah, for somebody who prioritized stamina over most of the packs being released.
You mean it like that?
Yeah. I want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know that you don't spend money, but just try to put yourself in the shoes of someone who would. And would you be the person who uses their money to spend on stamina? And
so basically, if I turn the question around for free-to-play standpoint, is using your diamonds to refill stam instead of using your diamonds, basically, a little bit in that sense. My way of thinking is I don't do that because I like the units and I play the game for units. But I know a lot of people that are free to play that do go that route, and they're pretty strong. They're really strong as well. They are really successful because it's a guaranteed way of getting something at least, right? You're getting stronger. You're orbing. You're getting connect items. You're going to be good. You have mana. You can use mana to convert to. You can level units up. You can get SP items. You can get more items, fodder items, level items up. Get rune items, and you even have blacksmith tokens to just get the
premium items.
The premium item of your choice. While if you pull, you can pull 100k diamonds, and you probably get gold. So in that sense, yes, there's more security. Like the average value is probably higher. I'm pretty sure the average value is higher if you convert it to stam.
Correct,
that way.
You're going with consistency over
yes.
RNG, right? But what makes RNG so addictive to people is that if you do
yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And the units as well, right? You want the new unit.
That's why active, yeah. And what about
that's why I go with the unit.
In terms of, do you feel like the cash shop is fair?
I just want a whole reset, like the level up pack, the diamond reset pack. I just want that to come back.
So you think it's not a ripoff? Let's just say they do reset it today, it wouldn't be a ripoff to you. You see, it as a
no, because you get the first time bonus always.
Yeah, that's true.
And since I bought the $80 packs, I don't regret it. I got Vendetta.
I know my friends and my guildies, they all got that, and
yeah,
of course they are now. Their whole guild is full of silvers, but me.
You didn't get it?
I want to, but I just spent like 2.3k on a computer, dude. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I understand.
that was my wailing for for a little bit.
But see, like this, Hakio, you spent 2.3K. $80 is not
I know.
much
Anything.
in
Don't get me-
comparison, so you might as well spend it.
Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
I can get it. Yeah, I can get it if I wanted to. I just feel I don't know if I can justify it because me buying a new computer is also my fault. So what happened is I spilled coffee on my computer, and I thought the computer messed up. But coincidentally, around the time when I spilled coffee on it, my monitor dies. Right. So I go and
Oh.
I go and get this new computer, and I find out when I try to turn on the computer, it's the monitor that's dead. So I had to go buy a new monitor.
But
It's
oh
it was,
yeah,
it was a very expensive mistake, and yeah.
but you couldn't as in you couldn't turn it back, or it was
Yeah,
already
the
too late.
monitor wouldn't display anything. It would say that it's on, and the motherboard didn't show any errors, right? So I pretty much, when I swapped monitors out for an older one, it worked. So I had to end up getting a new monitor.
No.
Because the old monitor is really not that great.
So now you have 2 rigs at home.
Yeah, I'm giving the old one to my brother.
Hmm.
And Luzeldon, how do you feel about monetization, and would you be able to justify spending money in the game for what they offer?
To me, I would rather buy something you can't get in game, like costumes, previous costumes, like that you can't get anymore, or that sort of stuff.
Choco Shield.
Yeah, if you can still get it in game, I'd rather not buy it. I could just spend diamonds on them, right? But for some previous costumes that you're not even sure if they will return, I guess that's worth it.
Don't they come back with the ruby?
Yes, they will be available
Yeah.
when their new currency comes
Right.
out.
If new currency makes it over.
If theoretically, if it
They
does,
shoot. They want money,
it's more
right?
money. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we
But at
are
the
the
same
support of the
time-
game.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who spends more, JP or us.
JP, you know that, man. Come on.
I don't know. Isn't global much bigger?
Yeah, but they're Japanese. Like,
They pay. Look when they pull.
Asians they have a very addictive personality. When they're invested in something, they will go homeless for it. Trust me, I know.
Oh, speaking from experience.
Black Desert Online wrecked me, man. I looked at my history spendings, and I've spent like 6K or some shit on it in like a given 5 months or something. It's insane.
For costumes?
No, for costumes and something called memory fragments. You can
Oh
purchase-
yeah, artisan fragments.
Correct. You can purchase these things that make memory fragments 3 times as effective, and I was trying to push for the highest level of upgrades, and RNG in that game
Yeah.
was terrible. So, and I spent $100.
Yeah, I know.
I spent $120 on one at the time, the best horse you can get in a game. It was a pure white tier 8 female horse, and I spent $120 getting all the skills for her. So
Damn.
it adds up, dude. Like $3 here, $3 there, $4. Costumes like $20, $30. It's insane. Moving on to the next topic, it's a Super Connect that hasn't been released yet in global, and her name is Valpurga. We were just discussing it earlier before the podcast, but if you want to pretty much go over it again, Twinny, on how you'll be building for her, and what mechanics should you be looking out for.
First of all, are you going to display something about
I will.
Valpurga, or do you have to
Right,
say
I'll
everything?
display it on the screen.
Okay. So Valpurga, in my opinion, Valpurga is really, really impactful. AoE confusion and confusion on her item is, to me, broken. It screams broken. So from both free-to-play and pay-to-play standpoint, I would definitely go for her. But of course, she's triple S Connect, so be prepared and be over-prepared. I don't actually think you can be over-prepared because it's going to be so difficult. Even whales are going to have difficulty.
Especially
Oh,
without
'cause
a
we're
healer.
Yeah, we're missing
Yeah,
the
especially
essentials
without a
just,
healer.
Look at Ragnarok.
Yes, especially, right? Look at Ragnarok. Maybe with the passives, I don't know if ATeam puts them in, and maybe some certain with good passive or something like that might change. But at the moment, yes, because in JP they use Rista as the healer, and we don't have that since we don't have Attack on Titan collab. So that's going to be a big that's going to be a big question mark on how we fix that.
You know what gets me is that they release like Vendetta and Hyuga for Besla, but when Rag and of course Valpurga comes out, I wonder what units would they release to help us with those connects, right? It seems like they can't. There's no healers that I can see coming out that will assist us in Valpurga.
But Rag didn't came with any unit, did
Right.
he?
No, Rag came with Carlos.
Carlos.
Man,
yeah, okay.
I guess.
Okay,
I have Carlos, but she's not used.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the moment, I prepared Halloween Gorm. I prepared Kyo from KOF. And I was considering Stella and Lipka.
Okay.
But then, I'm missing a Ranger there. Because I I would ideally pull Chun-Li or Risa. But we'll see how
And
the RNG goes.
remember, you need to split your magic and physical attacks as well for the crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valpurga is pretty much Besla, but on steroids.
She doesn't have Eclipse, but she bans Asia, Elf, and Jordan, so you can't use healers at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what our main topic is that they're releasing a Super Connect that I wouldn't say is impossible for us to beat, but it makes it very difficult. Our success rate's honestly probably less than Rag's, just because we don't have really a choice on healing. Unless you want
What if you use
Druid's Cloak?
What if you have Valkyrie?
Nope, she's Therian.
Oh,
Therian.
she can be used, can she? She can.
Nope.
Yeah, she can be used.
Well, so
Yeah.
it's so it's elves, Yolton, and Azers that are affected. So you have beasts, dwarves, and is it
Therian.
No, it's Therians. No, it's Therians, right? Yolton.
No,
No,
I think it's
Azer, elves,
Acer.
and Yolton. Azer, elves, and
Jordan.
Yolton.
Yeah.
So you could use Valkyrie.
Yep. But
What's
Nobody
her
has,
passive?
as in
What's her
the-
passive
the-
though?
the number of people that actually have it.
Valkyrie won't heal much.
And Valkyrie can equip that the special.
That fucking heaven
Nope.
staff.
Can
Uh,
she do it?
No,
Can
only
pers-
humans. Only
Oh,
humans
only
and
humans.
elves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Humans
Yeah.
and elves.
I know that there are ways that you're trying to be creative on finding the healer, but in the end, there's no optimal way to do it unless we get the Attack on Titan healer.
Oh yeah,
It's true.
a human, right?
Yeah, she's
That's
a
a
human
human.
healer, and
Mm.
I think it's pretty unfair unless they release something for us, or
Right.
they
Yeah.
delay Valpurga
I
coming
agree.
out until they have a unit just already in the pool that we can pull from.
Oh, don't worry, they'll just make a Ruby hero. Just bring in a Ruby hero that's a hero.
Please, no, not like this. Make it a regular diamond unit.
Like it's
No, it's not gonna
Please.
be regular.
it's the same exact effect as the AOT hero, but a different name
Or make Balder awakening like Chris and change his race
and gender.
to human. Like super awakening, change race.
Fabulous
Mm.
Balder.
Yeah, fabulous Balder. Yeah, that's a nice name. Human Balder.
Human butter.
No, this
That'd
is
be
what,
nice.
This is what you can do. You don't even have to change his race, right? Give him a costume that changes him to a human, right? Like, I don't know, for the entire battle, he's a human, considered a human.
Well,
Or
according to
give
Norse
him
lore,
an-
he is dead. He is one of the first Acers dead, and that's how Ragnarok starts. So that could be a variable option. Like,
Yeah.
remember, if you
Reincarnation.
read Noth's description, she was an Acer that reincarnated into an elf.
Correct.
Or
Mhm.
just give him an SP that makes him immune to confuse.
There are multiple ways you can go about it, but in the end, all of these ideas, they're not gonna do it. We're gonna be screwed.
We're always screwed.
Oh, man. But
But imagine
Valpurga-
if you do have her
yeah, Valpurga
in your
in-
arena team.
She
Oh
is
my
an
god.
amazing PvP unit.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do to stop the confuse as well besides race, right? There's no item that resists confusion that I
No, but her item is race,
Right.
as in it targets all race.
correct.
I just put in Frey. I just put in Frey with the attack bangle from Colosseum, and then watch her just get stuck in charm loop.
How
But
has
what
it
if
all
she
been-
has the same as also the magic bangle from Colosseum?
Yeah, but who goes first?
I don't know who
Mhm.
has higher speed. I'm not sure.
And
How
you
has it all
remember
been fighting Frey actually in the arena?
Matisse.
Matisse.
Matisse is Matisse is my go-to
Yeah.
for anything Ace or human.
I've tried a team out that it's pretty unorthodox, but it was with
Wait,
Freya
Đang có tiền.
and
sorry.
Gilfy and Noah. And
Oh, yeah.
it worked out
Oh,
pretty well
with
with
Glyph?
Alice.
Doesn't get Glyph blow up against fire damage?
I have seen
The
use
thing
art
is that you use you have 4 units, right, that can target highest
Yeah.
attack, because you can use
Yeah.
the 3
Manny. Little
3
helper.
Manny's little helper, and Alice has the Val Ball, right? And
Yeah. Oh, okay,
you
okay.
can actually every turn, if it procs, you can keep her CC'd while you do what you need to do. And the Freya is in there because of her X weapon or X accessory.
Oh, yeah.
and you could use art here, right?
Mm-hmm. So
And how successful are you with that?
I actually win. I haven't lost yet against a Frey with that team. And then again, if I use my back range team too, sometimes I have like maybe a 40-50% win rate. So at least I can win with probably one of the worst teams you can use against her, because she's one of the last units you hit.
No. You basically have to put defensive angles everyone.
Correct. Everyone has defensive angles, and I pretty much rely on Dread Dress to kill the first range, because once that happens, I can win. And other than that, does anyone else have anything to add on either Valpurga or anything we discussed today?
Nah.
Maybe another quality of life to instant orb. Because you have
Yeah.
orbing, you have like different paths, right? And like of course, I'm talking about purple orbs, right? Purple orbs have like different tiers that you need. Like you first need this, like a smaller orb this, then smaller orb this. You combine those into like a bigger one, a fragment, and then you need to combine 4 of those in order to like a purple orb or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Black
so
and white,
tedious.
right?
But, I need this purple orb to just like it should be like if you upgrade, there should be another button. Like if you have all pluses, just like put them all in.
Yeah,
Boom,
auto
instant
do it
orb.
if
Yeah.
you're able to do it.
Oh yeah, all that.
Yeah, that's a small quality of life, but I think it's welcomed, apparently, because with people who orb a lot, especially when the Time 7 came out, I think that would have been a nice addition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I spent all of my stamina on just orbing. Hey, Luze, do you have anything you wanted to add?
Not now. Not for now.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching or listening. If you aren't already involved in the Valkyrie Connect community, I'll provide in the description below a link to the Discord as well as the Reddit. And if you like this content, please like the video and subscribe. And until next time, guys, take care.
Happy New Year!
What?
Huh?
We fell out of love like shooting stars, came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide.